I have been working on for pretty much I had planned for the beginning of 2025. And so took a lot of thinking and a lot of sort of prep work for it. And I've been wanting to do it, which is a tabletop tournament. Yeah, just an online tabletop Grimdark Future tournament. I've always talked about the competitive side of OPR, and with that, I've always wanted to run a tournament on tabletop. I saw the one that One Page More did, and so I wanted to just follow suit and try to follow in his footsteps. So I've provided the registration form right here, and I'll just go through some of the details here. So we're going to be doing it. It's going to be a tabletop simulator that's going to be happening next month. So that's June 2025 here. So how does it work? So what we're going to do here is we're primarily going to be using the one-page rules tournament guidelines, but with a few tweaks, mainly that it's just going to be 3 games. I don't want to push 4 games on this one. I'd like to just keep it to 3, just to try to keep this one a little simpler. So what do you need to do? Well, you just register for the event, just provide some basic information. Submitting a 3,000 point army to my email, nexuswargaming7@gmail by May 25th, 2025. The other thing is that we're requiring you to not only to have Tabletop Simulator, but also be able to use it. So if you're registering for this tournament, you need to be able to be able to play as well as having any models that you have. It's going to be 1 week, so 1 game per week. And so what are we using here? So we're going to be using the 3.4.1 tournament guidelines for one-page rules, as well as the tournament pack, which is the 1.0 missions. I'll go through those missions in just a second, but just show you the schedule. So the way it's going to work is that between June 2nd to June 7th, you're going to have the 2 players going to get together and play game 1, and then the 9th to the 14th, game 2, and finally the 16th to the 21st is game 3. I have it that you have to submit results by 12 a.m. Central Standard, so I have basically Sunday to calculate everything. All right, so the tournament is, again, it's just mainly going to be following the official guidelines with a few tweaks. So we are allowing all official armies. I've also included my additional custom competitive lists, so that's here. You can find those if you go down to it. There is these lists that have been added in. I've also, with the changes recently to orcs, I know the orc army list has sort of been thrown into a bit of, there's been a lot going on. So I found a pre-change orc marks, which is basically the same thing. Luckily, someone created it. So you can use your old orcs, so you don't have to worry about trying to split those up. And yeah, it's every one of these redesigns that some are myself, and there's also a few others that you can find. Each of these redesigns, you can also use those as well. The only stipulations is we aren't allowing models with surprise attack. I think that rule is not very beneficial to the game, and so that's my only real stipulation in the game rules, is that I'm just disallowing models with surprise attack. While I'm generally allowing our opponents, and I'll get into this, the players, I'm generally going to give you a lot of freedom to decide how you can play. But I am setting the hybrid true line of sight rules, and we'll touch that when we go into the tournament guidelines. But that's the one I generally use. Again, the 2 players are allowed to use whatever line of sight rules they want to. That's just the default. The default rules are also just the basic one-page rules 3.4.1 guidelines. However, there are the following optional rules, which are in the competitive pack: fortune points, advanced actions, battlefield effects, fog of war, and command points. So these are all optional rules in the tournament pack. So what I'm saying is that if both players would like to try one of these rules, then you can play them. But by default, unless both players agree, you'll be playing by the base one-page rules. So what are the prizes? So the prizes, per the tournament guidelines, this is in the tournament pack. If there's multiple winners, so any ties, there's just multiple winners. So that means in this tournament, there could be 2 first places. But there may be a first, second, and third, and if that's the case, we'll be, I'm just saying that you may not have a second and third if we have, 2 or 3 first places. I am giving the option, if winners would like to play a 4th game, they can. That's just optional to them. So I know, again, I don't want to push a fourth game on people. So I'm just limiting it to 3. But again, if the winners are just, they really want it, they can play that winning game. If not, it's just going to be multiple first places. And then if there's 2 first places, it'll just be a third place. Just sort of going on. So I am offering free shipping just to show you the shirts. So we've got the graphic, the first, second, and third place. So these are going to be the shirts. They'll be free to you. I am asking, there's no fee for this tournament, but I am going to be paying for shipping and printing these shirts out of pocket. So, hey, if you could toss, $5, $10 my way, that'd be great, just to help some of these costs. But yeah, shipping is going to be free for the continental United States. If you are outside the United States, while I can certainly pay for some of the shipping, I'm going to need some sort of help with that. All right, so what are the scenarios? So the scenarios are pulled out of the OPR tournament pack. I've just listed them here. So it's going to be scenario 1, scenario 2, Moonfight, and then scenario 4, which is Under Fire. So let's just go into the base rules here. So this is the basic tournament pack for 1.0. And again, if you read these rules, we are basically following the tournament pack per as it is. So any questions that you have, again, before any questions sort of come up, again, it's just going to be 3 rounds, and games may go, I would say with 3,000 points, games may go 2 hours. Is what I would be expecting. So I would say save yourself about 2.5 hours just in case. And again, everything in this is how we're playing it. So we're playing, in case of a tie, all these are fine, which is tiebreakers and winning the tournament. And again, line of sight guidelines will be covered for the storm. And also I've said in here that each of these scenarios do have a special optional rule. The way we're playing it is if both players agree to the special rule, you can play it. If not, it's just going to be, basically for each of the scenarios, the special rules are only going to be in play if both players agree. So scenario 1 is just going to be setting up your objectives like so. And then after that, it's just going to be a standard thing. Scenario 2, the same way, the special rules are going to be optional. And then this is the setup. I don't care for scenario 3. I'm trying to work on that a little bit. So we're going to go straight to scenario 4, which is, again, sort of a setup here, which I think is interesting. So I think between these scenarios, it's going to be a lot of differentiation. There is both some regular scoring and some progressive scoring in there. So check it out. Hey, I'm looking forward to part of this tournament is, for one, this is a bit of a test tournament for my custom lists. I want to see how they do. I would consider this, I do have a desire to make some very balanced lists for those who maybe aren't satisfied for the official lists. So while you're certainly welcome to run the official armies, running a custom list will also be really cool. I could see how some of these lists play and hopefully tweak them accordingly. So love for you guys to sign up. I'm really excited about this. It's been in my brain for pretty much since the end of last year. So we look forward to having you come on board, and thank you so much.